But thankfully, Dakota Digital has come out with its new gauge cluster, the RTX line. And that looks awesome. Wow. Nice. I tell you what, it takes a lot of time to rewire an entire car if you're taking your time and wanting to try to do it right. Running wires and making sure that the right length, the right connector, it's fun, but it is very tedious. It takes a lot of patience, I guess. So it's been a while since I started on this harness, and I just now got to the point where I am finished. Because we had to wire in all of our accessories, including a vintage air kit. We had to wire in stuff that didn't even come with this car originally. So there's a lot of things that had to be done that I'd never done before personally. So it's been a while, but I'm going to update you on everything that's happened since the last Challenger video. We've got a lot of cool stuff, and today we may even drive it. Before we do that, before we have any kind of possible failures, you could say, let's go check out inside the car. Just a couple things that I've done. So you'll notice that there is still quite a lot of mess in here, but check that out. The dome light comes on. Still gotta put it up in there where it needs to be, but it does come on when you open the door. So you'll see that we do have our Dakota Digital instrument cluster in the car. This is just for me to monitor stuff, and I'm gonna take it back out to finish up a couple more wirings involving the speakers. You can see here we do have the switch panel, and this is all the factory components. You saw me in the last video glue this piece on. I took all these switches apart and cleaned them up. This one here is for our lights, but check this out whenever I turn it on to the marker lights. It lights up our instrument cluster just like the factory. I put all new bulbs in it, new wiring, and it's pretty awesome right there. We even have a light like right here that will light up our vintage air control panel. So on top of that, we also, whenever I switched over to accessory, you can see it lights up our Dakota Digital gauge cluster, and it looks pretty awesome, I'm not going to lie. It looks really cool sitting in there. But what I can do when it's an accessory is actually toggle this rear defog switch. Now, I did not put the rear defog motor back in the rear of the car. The reason being is because I really don't need it here. It's just a blower motor, and I don't really use it much because it doesn't get cold that often here. And we've got the vintage air heat and all that good stuff. So we're good on that front. This doesn't blow heat, it just blows a blower motor. But anyway, I took the switch apart and cleaned it up, and I used it to actually ground out the relay for the electric fan. We're running an aluminum radiator from Champion with an electric fan and the relay kit, and the Terminator X, which is up under the dash, you can't even see it from here. It will have a programmable ground for the relay, and I programmed it to come on at 195, shut off at 185, and a thermostat at 180. But if anything were ever to fail, or I just wanted to turn it on whenever I felt like, I can switch this up, and it powers our electric fan. How sweet is that? Moving inside, you can see all the gauges. I still got to calibrate the speedometer, but the tach works, all the gauges work. As far as the temp, the oil pressure, and voltmeter, everything works, so that's pretty awesome. Now when I turn the turn signal switch to the left, there's our left turn signal, there's our right turn signal. Now let me turn the headlights on and the high beams. You can see the indicator comes on right here. Pretty sweet, ain't it? We have it pushed outside, and everything seems to be okay at this point. This Champion radiator here, this is for a 22-inch core, which is what this car came with. Thankfully they make one with the top radiator hose on this side because the factory was over there. And really this is the only one I could find with this core size that would be on the passenger side. And I bought that with the electric fan and relay kit, so everything pretty much bolted up the way it needed to. It looks really good, so I'm going to peel all this junk off of it, but hey, it's there. The relay is wired in like I showed you guys. It demonstrated with the rear defroster switch, so if all else fails, we'll be at least able to rig the fan up somehow, but you know, hopefully we don't have to do something like that. The only issue is that I did have to give the seats back that I borrowed for the Holly Mo party, and I'm currently using this gas jug I found at the shop. not the best way to do it, but it is a way to do it. So we've got everything kind of sorted out, and I know this car does move. I've actually driven it on and off the trailer before, so maybe we can actually take it down the road. The goal here is hopefully we can take second gear. If we can go into second gear with this car, that'll be the win of the day, because I've yet to put it in any other gear than first and reverse. So let's go ahead and drop the hood back down, fire it up, hope for the best. I had some questions also about why this thing was smoking. That's because the Terminator X is trying to figure out the tune. So that wasn't oil or anything. It'll actually clear up. You can see it happen. That's actually from the fuel. You know, it's going lean, it's going rich, it's going lean, it's going rich, trying to get that target air-fuel ratio to that ideal point. So once it gets to that point, then it'll start to be able to tune itself. But we have to drive it, we have to let the ECU figure itself out. The engine's not bad. It's got great oil pressure, it's got low miles, so it's not a problem with the engine itself, I can guarantee you that. It's just the AFR trying to figure out where it needs to be. So I guess I'll hop in here and start her up.
working this overdrive. I don't want to log it yet. My neighbors don't seem to care, so that's pretty nice. They've all waved at me, at least from what I can see. And if I had wiper blades, I could wipe the window, windshield. I don't know, I can't use words right now, I'm excited. That I know of, we still have good oil pressure, so I'll consider that a win. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like down below. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave a comment. Order your t-shirts and your stickers. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Thank you so much for the support.